guys? It's Brenden with Glutes Massage. Thanks for taking the chance to take this foam rolling secrets course. I hope you get a lot out of it. This particular video is going to be about glutes, piriformis, specifically those glutes muscles, so glute medius, glute minimus, glute maximus. They're all kind of part of the same group of muscles in the butt area, and piriformis is a really major muscle that causes some sciatic nerve pain that goes down the legs sometimes if it's impinged or not stretched out. Foam rolling really helps with it, so I hope you get a lot out of this video. I also am going to do hips, but I'm thinking I might do it in a separate video because it's really involved, but this one's specifically for glutes and piriformis. So the main one I want to do with you is getting up on the foam roller, kind of more perpendicular. You might want to give yourself some space if you have a shorter roller, sometimes it's difficult to get in the right position, but for this one you kind of want to have a little bit of space in between the end of the foam roller and your hips, the side of your lateral side of your hip, because we're going to be kind of going and doing some stretching in that area, and if you're on the edge of it, you might kind of impinge your sciatic nerve. If you go off of the edge, like if you're like this, it's kind of hard. While that may be advantageous in some of the exercises that you're doing, I'm gonna move here so you can see me better. So basically, get on top of the foam roller and make sure you have a little bit of space. At the end, you probably want to have like 2 or 3 inches from the side of it, and you can kind of just warm up a little bit, kind of roll back and forth. I'll show you the left side for starts, and then you'll want to do it on the same side, just to make sure you got both sides balanced out. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of warming up, realizing anything that's tight. And if you're like me and you are on your feet a lot, this is gonna be one of your sore areas. So I'm just gonna kind of roll back and forth nicely and take nice deep breaths while I'm doing it. And to kind of speed things up. So the main exercise I'm showing you is you're gonna take your leg, you're gonna put your other leg kind of like in a bent position, and you're gonna kind of lift your leg up here, and you'll already probably feel like a really nice stretch there. And you're gonna kind of do the same thing you were just doing, but with your leg up here. And you'll probably notice some of this is really nice and meaty in this area. There's not a lot of, I would say it's very dense in the hip area for most people, or I mean in the glutes area. And so probably at like this part right here is where I'm the most tight. You might be different. You might be more tight, like kind of more up here. It just all depends on what your body is and how it's used to doing what it does. And the hips and the glutes are really big stabilizers for your balance. So it's really important that you do foam rolling for them to kind of get some relief. The concentric, what they call concentric, and I don't want to get too fancy with terminology, but when muscles contract and they're contracted for a while and they're not released, it can cause kind of some other issues in the body. That's one of the main reasons why we foam roll, is to elongate the muscles, get them out of that concentric or contracted, I should say contracted state. But after a while, you'll realize what's tight, and on a point where you're like, oh, that's really tight, and you're gonna kind of go to the side here and kind of just rotate on it. And I'm gonna do it going up. I'm gonna kind of do it in a series like this, where I'm going up and down periodically, turning or rotating as I work down the roller. So that's the main glute work that I like showing. But the other one I wanted to show was getting down on your back. So we're gonna, and be careful here. I'm pretty used to my body and how it works, but this is another good one to show. So you're just you're almost laying on the side, but not totally. But I'm using this right foot to stabilize. And what I'm doing is I think I'm working piriformis and some of the glute muscles. So I'm just kind of bending and rotating this way, and it feels really good, kind of in that lower hip area. And then I'm going to do some circles, kind of extend the hip. We can do circles. At first I was starting with little circles, but I'm going to go bigger. You'll feel some crunches because you're almost on a joint. You're almost on the sacroiliac joint, but you're not directly on the joint. You're in more of like the meaty part of your glutes, where the attachments are. And so I was gonna do circles in one motion, and so I'll make sure I rotate the other direction. And once you've done that in one area, you can go up as far as you can before you get to the SI joint. And if you know where your SI joint is, that's great. If you don't, look it up online. Just search for SI joint, and you'll see where on your body your SI joint is. But basically, I'm going to do the same series of motions. So the circular motions. And then reverse. And then one of the last ones I want to show you for today is laying directly on the glutes. So, and then you can kind of also work these areas by doing this with your legs. You're kind of inwardly rotating, and external and internal rotation. I'm just going to kind of do this back and forth to warm up. and really kind of activating those inner thigh muscles. And after a while, if you're comfortable, put your hands on the foam roller. You can kind of do some leg lifts. And then do some circles. And switch it up in the other direction. And that's it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my business page, like my official fan page. That would be awesome. Share my stuff. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to learn foam rolling with me and sign up with my coaching as well to get some one-on-one. In my course workbook, you can actually design your own session, and I can help you with that if you'd like. If you have something in particular you'd like me to show you, I would do it through coaching, so just message me and we'll get something set up. Thanks a lot.